Club at 22, the Rangers podcast, is supported by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Go to manscaped.com and get 20% off plus free shipping with code Club at 22. Your balls will thank you.
Hello everyone and welcome to Club Deck Corner here on Club at 22, the Rangers podcast. In a week where the Aribo show rolls on, we cruise to a 3-0 win over Dundee to give Van Bronckhorst the best start to a Rangers manager career, certainly in our lifetime. I am your host, Scott Carney, and I'm joined by Ali Pearson. Ali, how are you?
Not bad, apart from Storm Barra that hit us today. It's looking forward to Thursday night now. Obviously, you'll get talking into what happened, but looking forward to having Rangers back on Thursday.
Yeah, Storm Barra for me has not really been that bad, to be honest, apart from mentioned just before we started. I'm getting a bit of work done in the house just now and I had to keep the door open and it was fucking cold, man.
Yeah.
Ryan, how you doing, mate?
Yes, all good. Storm Barra's just another day in Ayrshire, if I'm being honest. Don't really see a difference out there. But I am fine, looking forward to Thursday as well.
Yeah, so as I say, we're here to kind of round up some Rangers news. We're going to spend a bit of time on the Dundee one, and then we'll finish up with previewing what's going to be a glorified friendly, let's be honest, against Lyon on Thursday. So there is still tickets for our first ever live show at the Viceroy, which will be on Friday, the 14th of January, 2022, obviously. Only £5 a ticket. There was a problem with the link that I put up initially, however, it is all sorted now. So the link on our socials and in the description for this podcast is all good to go. Come and spend a night with us during the winter break and stop giving me the fear that it's just going to be me in Scotia standing there with a pair of Manscaped clippers in my hand. Speaking of Manscaped, Club at 22 supported by Manscaped, the best in men's below the waist grooming. We thank them for their continued support. As the balls in this podcast smell the best they probably ever have, lads. I would think they've never smelt better. Manscaped offers precision engineered tools for your family jewels. Go to manscaped.com. Use the code Club at 22 for 20% off and free shipping. Your balls will thank you. Right. Now, all that's out of the way, on to Rangers things, and we will start with the very convincing routine win over Dundee on Saturday. Goals from Aribo, an own goal from the Dundee defender, and Alfredo Morelos made sure of the points. Gio made a brave decision, some would say, to completely rest Ryan Kent and Steve Davis. However, how correct he was in doing so. Ali, I'll come to you first. In fact, I won't. Ryan, I'll come to you first. You obviously, me and Ali did a wee bit of a reaction from the pub on Saturday. What were your initial thoughts on the game, mate?
I was like everyone else. I walked away from the ground really happy. I could see a big change in Rangers' approach play. The plus point for me, the big plus point for me was just one holding midfielder. As I always say, when you're playing against teams like Dundee or kind of lower opposition in the league, you don't need to play two holding midfielders. I think Kamara more than deals with that, any kind of threat and breaking down any attack from a team like that itself. It gave freedom to the midfielders and the attackers. I think Arfield is a good decision in there. I think whether he has a good game or a bad game, I just think he's a more positive player than having Stephen Davis and Glenn Kamara in the same team. And that's no criticism to Kamara and Davis. I just think it's a positive change in the team to have Arfield in it, because he does link up the play between the midfield and strikers. But yeah, I walked away from the game very happy with the 3 points, and I was entertained, and the performance, and a clean sheet. And Joe Aribo's goal is my favourite kind of goal. Just hit it and see what happens.
Very much so, mate. We'll come on to talk a wee bit about Joe Aribo just shortly. We had mentioned before, Ali, when Ryan Kent was out injured under Gerrard, that we really needed him back. However, 4 games in, and Gio has decided that we're in a position to rest him. So there's a question beginning to kind of circulate, I suppose, is did we miss, how can I put this, did we miss Ryan Kent, or did were we just getting a wee bit too frustrated at how things were with Gerrard?
I don't know. Rankin's a big player for us. I said after the podcast, Joe Aribo to me now is the main man currently at Rangers. I stand by that. I think Joe Aribo is currently the main man at Rangers, but Ryan Kent is up there with Joe Aribo, if you want to say. So it was brave from Bronckhorst to leave him out when we were all looking at that going, oh shite, he's left Kent out. What happens if something goes tits up? But as we said after the game, it was routine, and Saturday went how Saturday should have went. And it's just because we've looked back previous games, obviously under Gerrard this season, it's not been great to watch at times at Ibrox. Obviously, we've dropped points at Ibrox, but obviously Van Bronckhorst has looked at that game and thought, no, that should be a routine game, and it was, and left out players that they can rest for. Will they play on Thursday? I don't know, but obviously Hearts coming Sunday is a big game for us. They're going well, so no, I don't know, but Ryan Kent is a
Maybe I did that wee bit of disservice there. That's probably not what I meant in terms of Ryan Kent. I just feel because of the way Gio's came in, it's been 4 games, and it's obviously we're going to be overcritical of it because this is what we do. But with Ryan Kent not being there when it was under Gerrard, we were struggling for form, and everybody thought it was Ryan Kent. Now Ryan Kent, since Gio's come in, has been tremendous because he's getting played where he's meant to be played. He's a wide player, so maybe not did we miss Ryan Kent, did we just get stagnated on Gerrard's philosophy of football? Do you know what I mean?
Possibly. I mean, you're missing.
I just used a word like stagnate, mate, and you've just literally threw a pie in my face. Takes a lot for me to come up with words like that.
I was very impressed with that. Very impressed.
Thank you. Right,
I mean, yeah. But no, I mean, we're keeping Ryan Kent out against a team against Dundee. I mean, I would still expect a Gerrard team against Dundee at home to do what we did on Saturday. So it's Dundee we're playing. We need to remember it's Dundee, who I know they had 2 wins previously in the league, but they're not a great team, Dundee. So I don't know what to say to Carly. That's much I can say about it.
Ryan, a few people have said that this was the best performance of the season. I've seen people saying that. What's your thoughts on it? Do you think this is the best performance of the season? My personal opinion, it's the most routine performance we've had of the season. I'm not particularly sure it's the best. However, I would struggle to pick out a better game than that.
Well, we've not got much choice. If we're being honest, this season we don't have much choice, and I know that sounds like I'm only Rangers fan, but we haven't been entertained too much this season. It's been limping through game after game, but was it the best I've seen us play this season? I'm going to say no. I think Motherwell, we looked as if we were going to score every time we went up the park, but that's not to criticise how we played at all on Saturday, because I really enjoyed it. We were creating a lot of chances, and as it's well documented, the scores should have been a lot higher. We've walked away from a lot of games this season, and you can count in like 2 fingers how many chances we created in the game. So for me, it's a big positive that we have created so many chances. And players will fall in and out of form, but if we're creating chances and we're shutting out at the back, then yeah, we've played really well on Saturday, but not for me, not the best performance. But Gio's just in the door. There'll be better performances. There'll be no doubt about it.
Yes, I agree, mate. I think we will get even better based on what we've seen so far. The signs are looking really, really good, and I'm going to be a bit of a poor podcaster here, I suppose, and I'm going to steal Neil McCann's assessment of the changes Rangers have made under Gio. Scholes had obviously sent this in the group chat. I did watch it. I found it pretty interesting. Obviously, it was done on Sportscene. But it's 5 to attack and 5 to defend. Wide players are playing wide, and this just stopped the silly goals being conceded. And you can see the wee changes making an improvement, especially defensively. Ali, would you agree? Did you watch the Neil McCann thing? Would you agree with that? What he's saying?
I didn't see it. I've not seen it. But I know definitely we've been much better defensively. We've only leaked 1 goal. 1 goal. But no, we look more assured at the back. Barisic, I think, has got a kind of new lease of life under Van Bronckhorst at left back. He was a guy that wasn't getting pelters, but folk were saying he wasn't that great. In terms of Tav, because the two of them, Tav and Barisic, have both been getting it tight this year, but I think Tav, even the last couple of games, has been really good defensively. I do. I think Goldson, had a couple of moments at Hibs, but I think all the players did at Hibs. That was just one of their games, but he's been all right. Big Bassey to me at centre-half at the moment. I mean, I remember he played, I think we were in Europe, he played centre-half and he gave me the fear. He couldn't head a ball and he just looked out of sorts, but he's grown into that position, Bassey, now. He really is, and I've got no fears with Bassey playing centre-half going forward. I know Balogun will come back and slot in there, but he's been really impressive, Bassey. Like, really, really impressive. But defensively, yeah, they're much more solid, Rangers. And you can see Van Bronckhorst's want to make is hard to beat. And like he kind of said in his after-match, he wants teams to come to Rangers and you're not getting anything for here. Nothing. We're giving you nothing. And that's how it should be at Ibrox. But no, the defence is much improved. But to be fair, it wouldn't be that hard, to be honest, because we were absolutely woeful at points. But no, certain players, Borna Barisic, I would pick out. And I've seen a couple of wee analysis on him in terms of he's tinkered with him slightly. There's been a big difference in Barisic, and he looks more like the Borna Barisic that we know.
Yeah, I think I'm one that I'll put my hand up, mate, and say I've questioned Borna Barisic a few times over the past few months, just wondering kind of what's going on with him. And looking again, it's easy to make all these assumptions, all these points that maybe this, maybe that under Gerrard, but in my personal view, looking at it, and based on obviously what I've seen in analysis, the Neil McCann thing was really good, because I know anybody can slow down a bit of footage and put players' places and say this is the way it should be, etc., etc. But what he was saying did kind of make sense to me, because when there is 5 players going forward, if Barisic isn't initially one of them, or he's not part of that, he doesn't go forward. He stays back. Same as Tav on the other side. So, Ryan, we'll stick with what Ali's talking about, Borna Barisic there. Do you think that Gerrard was maybe asking Barisic just to do that wee bit too much?
Yeah, you can definitely see that both him and Tavernier sitting deeper and doing what they're supposed to do. They are defenders before they're anything else, and it could be a simple conversation in his ear, just saying, "Listen, I've watched over the past or this season. I've watched the videos this season, and you're not doing your job. Get your basics right first, and then worry about your attacking play. That will come." So it could be a simple thing, a conversation, but they are sitting a bit deeper. They are doing their job, which I prefer. I've got to say, I do. I know it's a modern day, and you do have attacking fullbacks, but we have been caught out so many times with that, especially when we go to places like Tynecastle and Easter Road. They've got to be doing their job, and there's a change in both of them. So it could be just a conversation he's had with them, just saying, get the basics right. That I know you've got that side of your game that you can cross a ball when you can attack. Just get your basics right. It's something maybe Gerrard just not his attention to detail, and he's just maybe not been doing it. But yeah, there's been a big step up with Borna. But also, as Ali's alluded to as well there, Bassey's been putting the performances in, and when you've got somebody playing next to you who's putting the performances in, it breeds confidence throughout the team. And Bassey's, it's a typical thing with Bassey, as Ali said, and I was probably the same as well, a few other Rangers fans I know. Bassey gets slated after that Sparta game. It was one game. His first game at centre-half, didn't play well. And I can't play him at centre-half, and look at him now. It's one of those ones you just need to let somebody, especially at his age, have a bad game, and look what we've got now, because I wouldn't change him at centre-half. I think he's playing out his skin. Yeah,
right now, I think, I know, Ali, you mentioned that Balogun would be coming back, and yeah, he is an out-and-out centre-back, but I honestly think he'd be hard pushed, and I think it would be slightly unfair to take Bassey completely out of that team for what he's done. I think if Hollander comes back, I think that's a different story, because I think we all know the first 2 choices at centre-back at Rangers are Goldson and Hollander, but I do feel Bassey's not done himself any harm at all, and Balogun's maybe watching that going, in my opinion, Balogun's not going to get better because of the age. Yes, that's maybe a wee bit disrespectful, but I think Bassey will just continue to improve, and he could develop into a real mainstay in that team and that defence, especially with the kind of uncertainty of what's happening with his partner in defence just now. So, Ali, we'll move on to speak about your boy, Joe Aribo. he is literally unplayable right now as this number 10, and I can't see him not getting better and better and better as the season continues, because he looks like he's absolutely loving his football.
Yeah, I mean, I came out and said it in the aftermatch, and that wasn't because I had a couple of bevies in me. This is me, stone cold sober at the moment. Joe Aribo is the main man for Rangers at this present point in time. Yeah, Ryan Kent, he's the main man on Morelos, but at this present point in time, and the whole of the season so far, Joe Aribo has been the main man. We've been looking for him to add goals to his game because we know he's got it. And to be fair to Joe Aribo, he is scoring this season. He's not. I know he takes, a lot of folks say he takes too many touches at times, but I've noticed he's shooting more. But under Van Bronckhorst, he's playing him further forward. He's much further forward. At times, he's playing right up there with Alfie. I mean, he changes the formation slightly. At one point, it was a kind of 4-4-2 in one of the games I remember. And Aribo was right up there with Alfie. But he's got everything, Joe Aribo, everything a footballer, and he's bulked up as well this season. He's much more powerful. He's got it all, Joe Aribo. And as I said, somebody will come in for Joe Aribo. I saw a rumour online today and Twitter and that, and you take it with a pinch of salt, that somebody says apparently Joe Aribo said after 2023, when his contract's up, he's not going to renew it, basically. But that's Twitter talk, which you take it with a pinch of salt. But somebody will come in for Joe Aribo because his performances this season have been outstanding. So the folk have got to be noticing Joe Aribo. And Andy Halliday has said before on another podcast that Gerrard said he would take Joe Aribo anywhere with him. So January will be interesting, but at the moment, Joe Aribo he's the main man.
I think I'm going to get you a cutout of Joe Aribo to stand next to.
I've already got one.
Have you already got it?
Sleeps in my bed with me.
You can put it next to you, mate, at the live show, for sure. Ryan, it's hard to disagree with anything that Ryan's really saying there, though. There is obviously going to be teams looking at Joe Aribo. Why would you not? The guy is arguably the most informed player probably in the league just now. So the only good thing around that is you still got a wee bit of time in the contract. So if you want him, you're going to need to offer the right amount of money.
Oh, aye. I think as soon as Aribo came down here, there'll be teams watching his development, especially under Gerrard. I've always thought Aribo had another gear to him, to his play. Sometimes playing with a handbrake on a few times, but you're seeing it this season. He's always had the skill and the ability to turn somebody inside out in a phone box, but he's bringing the goals to his game and creating chances. I'll tell you, he can put a tackle in as well. For a big lad, I didn't think he was like that the first season we had him, but he puts a tackle in, and as you know, where I sit down the Govan front, in the second half, a Dundee boy came to close him down right on the touchline, and he skipped it over his head, and I think he took it in his chest and played it, and the Govan front all just stood up and applauded. You don't see that much. Just appreciation for somebody who's such technically gifted like that. He's such a good footballer to watch. And in terms of people in England looking for him, that will definitely be the case. He's going to move on. We all know he's Premier League bound. We know that because he's obviously played down there, and people will keep an eye on him. But as long as we've got a contract on him, we'll reap the rewards of that and wish him all the best. But maybe hopefully not for a season or two.
Yeah, at least till the end of this season, please. I think, I can't remember who said it, but I think the players call him the Spider or something like that, because it's just the way that he manages to constantly get the ball. When you think to yourself, there's no way he's going to win that, there's no way he's going to keep that, and all of a sudden he still comes out with the ball. I can't praise Aribo enough, and you can tell by his post-matches. Even Gio's saying to him, I want you to break forward, I want you to cause chaos. Gerrard used to call him the rule breaker in terms of just go and do what you want. And I think my personal opinion is Ryan Kent's obviously been told that you stick out more left, and now Joe Aribo's the kind of free roll within the middle of the park. It's literally do what you want, Joe, and just be where you have to be, play the passes where you have to play the passes, and do what you want, because he is just grown and he's getting from strength to strength, and he's proper starting to believe in himself. And when you get a player like that with his ability, he's a very dangerous player, and he's a good player to have, that is for sure. So we'll just move on to, we'll quickly touch on Sakala, Ali. He did everything but score.
Yeah, I watched the highlights back on Sunday when I was slightly hungover on my couch, but I know he was really good, Sakala. He done everything but score, like you say there. He had a shot in the first half, shot in the second half. Got to give the Dundee goalkeeper
Good
credit.
saves.
He kept that scoreline respectable on Saturday. That was 3 going on 6-7. And I felt for Sakala and the whole ground. I wanted to sing the Sakala song. I was desperate to sing it. And he just couldn't score. But I couldn't blame him because the 2 shots I'm talking about in particular, I really don't think there was much more he could do there, Sakala. It's just the goalkeeper's pulled off 2 fantastic saves. But I thought he terrorised that boy at right back at Dundee. It just shows you what pace does, and he's direct as well, Sakala. You'll just go at him. That's what you want. And he was a good replacement for Ryan Kent. We didn't miss Ryan Kent on the weekend. I know it's Dundee, but you didn't miss Ryan Kent because Sakala put that performance in, and he's given a wee headache. I'd love to see Kent, Morelos, Sakala. That's my front line I want to see. I think that'd be quite devastating. Pace, power. Will he do it? We'll obviously see coming forward. But he's put himself right in the shop window at start, Sakala, because he's, like I say, he's performing in international duty and he's doing it for us now. So, keep going because I want to sing that song. And it's probably because he comes to Zambia, to be fair. That's probably what.
You want him because it's pace and you're always, go him. Every time a winger gets a ball, go him, constantly. I can hear you from where I sit, mate, every time a winger gets a ball at Ibrox. But no, I think he's been brilliant, and you've got to give the man the credit because he's came here. He's obviously been through the wee settling in period, but Ryan, he looks ready now.
Aye, he does. I actually read a comment, and I think it was the last pod or the pod before, somebody saying that he's raw. He is going to be a wee bit raw, and he's going to take time to adapt to our game, but I love the kind of player we've got because he's totally different to anyone else we've got that plays up front. I absolutely love him. He was warming up in front of us on Saturday, and this guy along just shouted "Fashion," and he looked over and just this huge smile, and that's him the full game. Even he's missing chances. At half time, he come back out with he'd taken his bandage off, and one of the Dundee players is like pointing his head, going, "You don't get your bandage anymore," and he was going, and he's having a joke with him, just this big smile again. He's constantly smiling, and that's what you want to see. I said it in the last pod. Just want to see a player like that playing for Rangers, and he's playing well. And if he doesn't score, he'll score the next one. He's constantly buzzing about, and he looks a great player for us, a great option for us, especially what we're talking about at the beginning of the season when we let go of it, and we wondered if we had a different option up front. Sakala's it. He's the different option by the looks of it.
Definitely. So yeah, obviously not really touched the Morelos, but it was good to see Morelos get on the score sheet. Still critical, in my opinion, that he plays. Good to see Bacuna and Scott Wright as well make an appearance. And then, as Ali, you mentioned earlier on, just Gio's comment at the end of the presser was, we want to show teams when they come to Ibrox, there's nothing for them here. I mean, the guy just gets it. He completely understands what this is all about. Going to finish with, just before we kind of move on, second last thing on the Dundee game anyway. This is probably what I was kind of getting at, Ali. I probably should have just asked you this one. But it has only been 4 games under Gio, and it has me thinking about Gerrard. Ryan, did we not know that we needed a change? And were we possibly blinded by the fact that it was Steven Gerrard and the name and the stature that brings, that we would kind of refuse to believe that, or let ourselves believe that we needed a change? Because another clean sheet again on Sunday for Gio and 4 wins out of 4. I mean, what more can you ask?
I get nervous when I'm this happy. I do. I get nervous when I'm this happy because I'm sitting waiting a kick in the stones. I think there's a lot more fans wanted a change or thought we needed a change than you think. I think a lot of people wouldn't have said it because of what Gerrard did last season and just stick with it, let's see what happens. But I speak to a lot of boys in the pub, and I was walking away from the games being like, something's not right up there. We just look stale, and like I've told you, what I was told to someone was he was happy with his transfer business. So it's all right saying after the Malmo game I'm not happy, but before the Malmo game apparently he was happy with his transfer business. It was Lundstram was his only man he wanted, and to hold on to his stars. Things just looked stale. It looked as if it wasn't going anywhere and we were going to get caught. And this could be a blessing. I'm not saying it is. This could be a blessing in disguise. That Gerrard did decide to leave. We've got Van Bronckhorst in, and as I said in the, I don't think it was a Van Bronckhorst pod, but you asked me about Van Bronckhorst for the first time, and I said the thing I like about Van Bronckhorst is he'll get it here. He'll understand when you go 1-0 up, you don't just sit for 15-20 minutes to protect your lead. You go for the second and the third, because nobody gets into Ibrox, and as he said, and yeah, he gets it, and I'm happy, but I'm trying not to get too excited.
It's difficult not to get too excited when you start keeping clean sheets and winning games, though, mate. Ali, what's your thoughts on this? Do you think? I mean, how many times have we left Ibrox this season, mate, going something's wrong here? Something just doesn't seem to be making sense. And obviously, we're still riding a wee bit of the wave of the new manager and all the kind of things that go along with that, all the cliches that go along with that. But I have heard people saying maybe the timing on this was right for everyone.
Possibly it is a blessing in disguise. You never know. The amount of times we come out of Ibrox, like you say, saying to each other, something not right, because it was really flat.
Oh, your Wi-Fi stopped there. I thought you were off. Sorry, man. Carry on. You can back.
No, sorry. No, it was it was really flat. Maybe it was. Maybe it was a good thing. Well, obviously it is at the moment. I mean, you get the new manager bounce, which we've had. That Hibs game for me was a big one. I did say after the 2 games he's won, the Hibs game was a test. If we could go Easter Road and get 3 points, that's a big test. And we did it. Would we have done that under Gerrard? You don't know. Possibly not, the way we were playing. I know we won the previous 2 games against Motherwell and was it Ross County at home, I think, at the time. But yeah. But you look at Gerrard, he's went to Aston Villa and he's won 3 out of 4. So
they only get beat off City, wasn't it? They only get beat off City.
Only get beat off the City. So I mean, he's doing really well down there. But he was at Ibrox what 3 and a bit seasons for a football manager these days. That's
like 4 years, isn't it?
Good amount of time, and it comes to a period of time where you need to move on, go to the next step, and hopefully this is going to the next step with Van Bronckhorst. And I'm very happy so far.
All I'll say is that Gio's start has definitely healed my wounds very quickly. Yeah. Because initially I was not very happy about all this, but now, yes, I very much am. So, yeah, more of the same, please, Gio. Before we move on and move away from the Dundee game, Rangers fans were accused of baiting Lee Griffiths by McPake, the Dundee manager. Did we give him pelters? Yes. Should we be giving him pelters? Yes. He should have been sent off, but got a sympathy vote to stay on the pitch. This sad excuse of a man has got away with too much on and off the pitch. So, we do get told at a young age that don't give it out if you can't take it back. This is clearly a case of that, in my personal opinion. So, in the famous words of Ali Pearson when he made comment on Ryan Porteous, fuck him. Ali, would you agree with that?
100%. I was talking to somebody in work Monday actually about Griffiths coming on, and I said I've got absolutely no sympathy for Lee Griffiths. He plays the sympathy card. He plays every card you can play. It's never Lee Griffiths' fault and all this, and he goes back. Even Celtic fans don't like him anymore. I mean, come on, they don't like him. They don't want him back. You look at him, he looks overweight. He come on that park and he deserved everything he got. For the times he's been at Ibrox, putting bloody scarves onto the goal post. He's been in the stand, flying a bloody Irish flag. I mean, he's done everything at Ibrox. And it was our right to give it back to him. And yeah, he should have been off the park, Lee Griffiths. But I've got no time for Lee Griffiths. He's wasted his career. He's an absolute waster. He could have had a good career. He's had an all right career, but he's wasted it because he is an absolute waster. And I've got no time for him. So,
no, you're absolutely right, Ryan. Without getting us took off here, mate, we're all in agreement about Lee Griffiths here. Absolutely.
Fuck him.
Absolutely. And we'll leave it there. We shall leave it there, but I am not going to have the Dundee manager stand and say that we are baiting him. Well, why would we not? Why would we not? This is sport. This is what it's all about, and especially of a sad excuse of a man like that. So yes, you deserve everything you get, Lee. And we'll move on. So before we get into the actual Lyon game, obviously there has been absolute a farce. Farce isn't even a strong enough word for what's happened in regards to the travelling fans. At first they were told they could go, they were then told they couldn't go, and then 24 hours later they were told that they could go again. Ali, this is just an absolute farce, and it's cost people money. And Lyon have come out and said it's down to some food light festival. I don't even know what it's actually called, but all I will say is it doesn't really show the French authorities and the Lyon authorities, for that matter, in a very good light.
Absolute shambles. And I feel for all these guys and girls that have signed up to go to this trip, because an away trip's a big thing for people, and people would have saved up a lot of money to go and do that, especially this time of year coming up near to Christmas. But they pissed about Lyon. I mean, Rangers were putting statements out going, we're waiting on Lyon coming back in terms of how many tickets they're getting. They only come out about 10 days ago saying Rangers are getting 2,000 tickets. So they got a ticket allegation. Everyone was right, okay, the French rules, you need your PCR test before you go. So they're all booked to do that. And then literally as people are doing their PCR test, a statement comes out saying, sorry, we've got some food festival and we don't have the resources to handle 2,000 Rangers fans coming. Absolute joke. And then literally 24 hours later, so a lot of fans have cancelled accommodation, cancelled flights. I know that corporate flight, which is the one that takes them there and back in the one day, cancelled the flight. They were getting their money back, those people actually. Apart from there was like a £9 admin fee, but they were getting their money back. To turn around and say, oh no, you can come. It's an utter shambles, and again, it's treating football fans like it's disgusting, man. See if it was rugby or something, which is a big sport in France, and they always associate the rugby fan as being a better standard quality of a fan, if you want to say, which is totally untrue. They would accommodate them. They didn't want Rangers fans coming to Lyon. That's the end of it, and it's an embarrassment by the French authorities out there. It really is. And I really feel for these honest, decent fans that have paid a lot of money to go there, and some have maybe cancelled their trips and they've lost money. It's a shambles. I listened to David Edgar today, and I felt for him. He spent 100 odd quid in PCR tests like the rest of them. He can't go on his trip, and it's not good enough. It really isn't.
No, it's not, and it's no matter what picture they want to paint of it, it's not why they said it is. They just didn't want Rangers fans coming to Lyon. It's got nothing to do with police resources for a fucking cheese festival or whatever fucking festival they've got going on. And I'm angry because I'm not even an away supporter that was going to the game. I just think this is just an absolute joke. And Lyon, in my opinion, the reason Lyon have come out and changed their mind this morning, because it was probably going to end up costing Lyon money for the fact that they've now cancelled all this, because there was going to be some sort of repercussion. You can't just make up an excuse for not having people attend a football game. It's a bit of a joke. Ryan, can you imagine if this game actually meant something? If this game was like Rangers were needing a draw to get through? Imagine people would be absolutely devastated at this. Or even more so anyway.
I think people would be devastated anyway. I mean,
yeah,
I really, really feel sorry for the fans that are lucky enough to go there and are booked up and flights, etc. But it's mucking about people's lives as well, because people like to take annual leave from their work, and then I'd imagine there'll be a lot of people who have cancelled their annual leave. Like, I'm lucky, my work are quite flexible with stuff like that. And I've worked at places before where if you cancel your annual leave, if you think you're getting that back the next day, you ain't getting it. The next guy in the queue's got that annual leave, it's already hoovered up. So some people won't be able to go because of that, and it just mucks about people's lives and that. I've been there before, and it pisses you off. So, yeah, I feel really sorry for the Rangers fans who have probably lost a bit of money through that, like you say about Edgar. And I forgot about the PCR test. You've got to pay for those. So it's an absolute shambles. I don't really know what else to say about it.
That's another thing as well. I didn't realise you had to pay for PCR tests until we started talking about this, and I think it was actually my missus that said, "Oh no, you can't just get an NHS one because they don't take that into account." I'm just like, what is happening here? Honestly, that's another show. We could go into a conspiracy show about all that, but that's just an absolute joke. And yeah, Lyon doing that, it's just, I mean, what a way to make things worse, honestly. So yeah. I just feel so bad for the people that have went and spent money on this, people that are going to lose out on it as well. It's just at this time of year and everything, it's just an absolute farce, and they should be pretty ashamed of themselves. So we'll move on to the actual game, lads. So it's a bit of a glorified friendly, as I mentioned before. I suppose if there ever really is such a thing as a glorified friendly, being a Rangers supporter. Lyon are through and will finish top of the group no matter what. Rangers are through based on the head-to-head with Sparta. Lyon have won one, lost one, and drawn one over the last three matches and currently sit 12th in the league, 19 points behind leaders PSG. Both, man, they're having a shocker of a season. Obviously, last time they played us, it was a rather disappointing 2-0 defeat at Ibrox for Rangers. However, Ali, I see this game being very different. So what's your thoughts on the game?
I think the two of them will treat it as a glorified friendly. I really do. Hearts and Sunday is a bigger game for us. If I'm Van Bronckhorst, I'm playing a skeleton squad because I know the board, if you win a game, there's prize money and up for grabs. Scotia's coefficient points for his wee chart. You can fill that in. I know there's you
got there before me with the Scotia coefficient points.
Yeah, so that's all there to be played for. But in the grand scheme of it, look at the big picture. Hearts away on Sunday is the big one for us this week. We're just fortunate enough we're going into this game. We don't need anything. Same with Lyon. So I watch where it'll go. Don't know. Nothing would surprise me, to be honest. Rangers could go out there and beat Lyon 2-0. Wouldn't surprise me. But on the other hand, I mean, Lyon beat us convincingly at Ibrox in the first game, you have to admit. And it's a bit of a dead rubber. It's the first game in a long time I can sit back and actually relax because it doesn't really matter what happens, to be honest.
You will not sit back and relax. Don't try.
I'll be well relaxed. No, I'll be fine. But that is what it is, to be honest. Sunday's a big game for me. This is just a wee extra bonus for me to watch Rangers twice in a week.
Yeah. Ryan, it is hard to kind of try and predict what might happen. And I mean, I can't remember off the top of my head the last time this has happened where it doesn't matter at all what happens on Thursday night.
Well, it's definitely hard to predict, but I think we should all stick some money on a correct score because we're bound to get something right, are we not?
Oh, God, well, I doubt it, mate. My track record is not a good one, Ryan, so no, probably not.
I'm very surprised that I didn't know. I don't follow the French football. I always keep an eye. I watch some German football, but I never watch any French football. It's never interested me. So I'm surprised to hear how badly Lyon are doing because I thought they looked really sharp at Ibrox. Played some nice football. That goal was that the second goal we scored? The one that he curled into the corner at Copeland, that was a great goal. So I'm surprised that they're struggling this season. But yeah, it'll be an interesting game. It'll be interesting to see what team Gio puts out because we're all the same where I'm with Ali. Like Sunday's far bigger. Sunday's huge. So I think he will change it quite a bit. But that's sometimes a good thing. Gives players an opportunity to state a claim for a starting position and say that they're not a squad player. I think the likes of Lundstram might get a game on Thursday because he's had no minutes under Van Bronckhorst unless I'm mistaken. So I think players like him and Scott Wright will get a game as well after his performance because I thought he looked very sharp when he came on Saturday. So I think it'll be a good thing that Van Bronckhorst can change his team up on Thursday.
Yeah, this is obviously the first time he's really had a chance to. He's obviously, the way he's been picking his teams, he obviously likes consistency, which I will say I am a fan of. I like quite a consistent team. You should be playing the players that are in form and in shape. It shouldn't just be their name, it should be whoever is performing, in my personal opinion. And yeah, I think Lundstram only got on for the Hibs game. I think he came on for like 4 minutes or 5 minutes or something like that. So he's not had a lot of game time, and he was playing a kind of centre back role at that point because we were just trying our hardest not to concede. So I mean, it's going to be an interesting lineup for sure. That's maybe probably the only interesting thing about it. No, of course it's interesting. Rangers are playing, but you know what I mean. I wouldn't be too fussed either way what happens, and waiting to see it will be the most dull of nothing each straws you've ever imagined in your life. But to be honest, I'll take a nothing each draw away in France, no doubt about it. So who wants to be brave enough to try and predict a team?
I'll go in.
I'll go.
Go on, Ali.
Go
on, Ali.
Right, well, I'm ripping it right up. I don't know if he'll rip. I don't know if he'll rip it up as much as I'm about to rip it up here.
Bet you pick the same team as me.
Right, McLaughlin in goal. The back line to me kind of picks itself because we've not got much options, but I think Patterson will start. I think it'll be Goldson, Bassey, Barisic. A midfield three, I think Ryan Jack will start with Lundstrom and Bacuna. My front three, Morelos and Sakala, are booking away for suspension, so they'll be on the bench. So I'm going to go Roof through the middle with Scott Wright and Hadji. That's my team.
You're not far off my team, mate. I did forget to mention that. Well done, though, that Morelos and Sakala are on a booking, so I will be very, very surprised if they play. Ryan, I'll give you an extra minute because mine's is pretty close to Ali's. So McLaughlin, Patterson, Goldson, King, Barisic, Jack, Lundstrom, Wright, Bacuna, Hadji, and Roof. So we're pretty close in terms of the front line. But I think, why not play King? Why would you not let him experience this? Play a game in France. Like, if it all goes wrong, you can make a change. Do you know what I mean? It wouldn't be too harsh on the boy. So why not give him a chance? That was my way of looking at it. And I think Bassey or Barisic at left back, if he was to play King, I think it could be either of them. Depends who needs more of a rest. Ryan, how much are you ripping it up, or have me and Ali just went a wee bit too far?
No, I'm very similar. I'm actually feeling a bit more confident because I thought I'd written down a team that would play like in a pre-season friendly the way I'm looking at it. So I'm glad you have done the same. Is Lyon King in the squad? Is he in the European squad?
Yes.
I totally agree with you, and I think that's a great opportunity to play him. Why not? But I have not played him. McLaughlin, Patterson, Goldson, Balogun, Bassey. My midfield is Davis, Lundstrom, Aribo, and up front I'm playing Wright, Sakala, and Roof.
Ooh, you're going to risk Sakala?
Yes.
No Ryan Jack.
Will Balogun be fit enough as well?
That's another one. Like, see, it is a perfect game for Ryan Jack to start, to get a start on it. Like, no pressure, get some minutes in your legs. It's a great game for Ryan Jack to play. No Ryan Jack. He's coming on off the bench for me. Who did you say there, Carly?
Balogun. Will he think he's going to be fit enough?
Well, he said he started training on Monday, didn't he?
True. Actually, that's a good point.
I think he'll play. Yeah. Right, you're making me doubt my full team here.
We've just picked that apart there, Carney.
I know, absolutely just like put under the microscope there. Like, what are you picking him for? Wasn't as bad
McGregor.
Wasn't as time as the time you picked Negri, mate? Let's be honest. So it won't be as bad as that. No, I
forgot about that.
I don't know if it's if we're maybe going a wee bit too far. Maybe he won't do that, but I just think you might as well. The players that really do need a rest, I think will get them. We don't know the fitness levels of the players. Obviously, the way the sports science net works now, they know absolutely everything about how a player's taking over. But with King, I would just, and if Balogun is fit, then I would play Balogun and King and give Goldson time off as well. Like, why not? You give them the experience of going out and playing away in France in the Europa League. I mean, it's not a chance that often comes your way without there being any repercussions for it all going wrong. So I think why not give them a go. So Ryan, I'll come back to you.
Sorry.
Carry on.
I was just going to throw in there, and we're also I know we're away at Hearts Sunday, but we're playing Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday coming up as well.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot. I know they're all at Ibrox, but it's there's a lot of games coming up. So for me, it's a perfect opportunity just to rip it up.
Sunday's not at Ibrox, is it?
No, sorry, Sunday. After
Right,
that, we've
Wednesday.
got 3 home games at Ibrox. But
Aye,
but
Wednesday,
we
Saturday,
play Sunday,
that's
Wednesday,
right.
Saturday. Aye, then Boxing Day.
Yeah.
That's your third one at Ibrox.
I was like, fuck, is it? And I was that I think I was at Rangers this weekend. Confused there. So yes, Ryan, I'll come to you. What do you think your scores? What do you think the score's going to be?
I've gone 2 each. A Reebok to score first.
Ali?
2-1 Rangers.
Ooh.
Ryan Jack to score first.
I'd love that. I'd love that. That would make me very excited about doing a post-match if Ryan Jack scores.
Look at the face.
I know. I'll go. You should see me when he come on. You should see me when he come on Saturday, mate. I was absolutely delighted. No, he didn't come on Saturday, did he?
Yeah.
Did he come on Saturday?
Yeah, come on Saturday.
God, man, it's been a long week already. No, I should see my face on Saturday. I was delighted. It really was. So I'll go 1 each, and I'll go Kamal Roof to score for Rangers. So yeah, look, this could be anything. This game could be absolutely anything. We need to wait and see. But I'm looking forward to it anyway. I'm looking forward to seeing it. If he does make rotations, it will be good to see players get quite a bit of time that we've not seen in a while, and kind of assess them. So yeah, I'm still looking forward to sitting down and watching it. So that'll do us. So you can now become a Club at 22 supporter. You can now join the channel and become a Club at 2 supporter for only 99p. Thank you for everyone that has done so far. Very grateful for the support. If you do so, you'll win me a chance of winning a gift card for the Rangers store at the end of the season if you're still a Club at 22 supporter. If you don't want to subscribe or join the channel, have a membership, you can buy us a coffee if you would still like to donate. Again, thank you to everyone that's done that. There'll be a link for that just below this podcast. And as I said at the start, there are still tickets for our first ever live show. Only £5 a ticket. As I say, there was a problem with the link, but everything now, wherever you can get the link, wherever you go and find the link, it will be absolutely good to go. So, Ali, thank you very much for your time, mate. And I'll probably speak to you on Thursday after the football.
Yeah, I will. Looking forward to it. Like I say, it won't be stressful for me. I will sit back and enjoy the game on Thursday.
I should set up a wee GoPro in your house, mate, 'cause I don't believe that. Ryan, thanks very much, mate.
Cheers, boys. Hope everybody enjoys the game on Thursday. It's a very unusual circumstances to be able to watch a Rangers European game and sit with your balls out and no wonder about it. Your fresh balls, and they will thank you. And just relax and enjoy it. So I'm looking forward to it on Thursday.
Yes, looking forward to it indeed. Well put, Ryan. Your balls will definitely be thanking you if you use Manscaped products and use the code Club at 22. You'll get 20% off. So yeah, it was a bit of a seamless link there. So shameless plug from me. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the videos, give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcast, leave a comment, follow our socials. It supports us and helps us get out there to as many Rangers fans as possible. We will be back on Thursday with a club reaction pod after the match. So thank you for tuning in to us tonight. We are Club at 22, the Rangers podcast. Cheers, everybody.